Yeah, and he just plays that hero phenomenally. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen more of it picked by other teams.
Yeah, it's 5-0 too.
No, there you go.
Here we go then. Game number 2's draft is underway.
More Monkey King.
Then
Same
Ricky
band,
Band
same
from
start.
Liquid, yeah.
And IG had
Lycan
first
is gonna
pick
get-
too.
Yeah.
It feels like
no
Team
bueno.
Liquid, they favor Radiant. Wait, that's Radiant on draft screen, right? Wait, is that?
No.
No.
Oh, never mind. My bad.
IG.
So I guess the team who wins a toss is just taking first pick or second pick or something. Okay, so they have this. It's always a curiosity of mine to see, like, sometimes teams, there's like one team in tournament who will always favor Radiant. For example, I think like Secret during their 4-LAN win would always favor Radiant.
Do you feel like Liquid, knowing that IG have got first pick here, could have let the Ricky and the Monkey King through so that they can only pick
They would
one
take
and
Ricky.
they get the other one?
They would take Ricky for
Do you
sure.
think they would?
That's the problem because Team Liquid has a decent Monkey King, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
So, and we already saw Boboka play Ricky versus Monkey King, and he wrecked him.
Yeah.
He walked around the coil blade, he smoke trapped
Okay.
him, and then he cut the tree.
So the other question then is, why not ban both? Why not ban both and leave the Venge in there?
I think IG's plays a scary Venge. They play on multiple roles. It's the only hero, as Conrad mentioned, that they do that with, and it makes it tricky to draft games.
Okay, gonna go CM Earthshaker opener for the Liquid boys this time.
AoE.
Yeah.
So AoE. Two
we
AoE
said.
heroes off the bat. Good team fight. Hero that can go multiple roles. I think Earthshaker is an undervalued offlaner. Every time I've seen that hero in a pub game, he gets a lot of solo kills. He does a lot of damage.
His talents are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
-2 second enchant totem. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it feels good.
Oh,
It feels
yeah.
really good when you're giving like
No.
just stuns and stuns.
Does he
and
have like
stuns.
700 health or something?
Yeah, the other one's like way too much health.
Yeah.
But his level 10, I think it's 20 talent where he gets 40 extra echo damage in particular. I think that one is, it doesn't seem like much, 40 echo damage, but the spell itself only does 55, I think, at level 18? I don't remember.
Oh, I don't
but it
know.
does a ton of damage if you take that talent. I like how IG is approaching this draft. I think when, in the last game, when Liquid saw the CM Monkey King, these two early teamfight heroes, they needed to commit to a bit more teamfight so they weren't so stuck in their draft. The IG knows that, so they're picking the Monkey King. They see two good team fighters. They pick the Warlock. Now, hey, I have the right team fight. If this draft continues going on and we draft equal team fight, I won't be stuck into anything. I can always just pick a bit more team fight than you.
Yep, and I mean the counter initiation or the initiation from either of those heroes could be really, really effective. And we're going to see, I don't know who's going to hold it longer. You know, Earthshaker, Warlock. It's going to be very interesting to see how they approach the team fights in this game.
Just how Earthshaker functions as a hero, Warlock's generally not the best counter initiator in terms of the stun. It's good because you get a lot of visual done the Fatal Bonds. Earthshaker's one of the few heroes, if you interrupt his spell combo, then you will save your hero, stop his impact, because he has to chain 3 spells. Even if it's BKB, Warlock can just stop there for 1 second, your carry hero gets his BKB off, boom, fights change. I'm sort of surprised Team Liquid didn't go for the Naga in the first phase. I feel like
But
I
they
guess
know
it's
they're
that's
going to
the
get
line.
it banned against them in the second phase,
Yeah.
for sure, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe they feel that that's been counterable now. Maybe they played something in a scrim and somebody did a strategy that's really effective against them, and maybe they don't feel as confident in that hero anymore.
Yeah, I will say that it's a lot worse to do it at second pick, because then your opponent has 4 counter picks to Naga.
It also means changing their roles up because they generally use
Yeah, but
GH.
the Tuba men played it in this tournament.
I mean, I think that's
Well-
another one of those draft mind games that Team Liquid can play. You know, could it be a GH? Could it be a Matama Man? And then, you know, do we end up seeing Miracle on support again? Or
I will say though, I like the decision by Team Liquid to not have the role swap. I think it shows that they sort of had some fortitude in their mentality, that they're saying like, hey, we know that you players are really good at your role. Like, we don't need to switch it up or anything. We can just stick to what we do and we'll have success. And I like that a lot more than the role swapping. It feels really bad, even if you're winning with it. It's like,
the only hero I think I've ever seen that be kind of effective with was when some carry players played Wisp.
yeah, when
And-
No Play was playing IO, but
Yeah.
that was a
That's-
different
that's-
time in Dota, honestly.
Exactly. That I was about to say that it's a very different game, especially when you add a Wisp in. You're playing differently as well.
Also, like, Noto's a very special player in that regard.
Yeah.
And in particular, I think it's Hani who took up the support role when they did that. I thought Hani played a phenomenal support back then, so they were able to do that a lot better.
Okay, Spectre pick in, and a Doom ban, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, the
Big
the
Doom
segment.
play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is one thing actually. Sorry, I want to talk about this Legion Commander. Is that we saw DC run this as the first 2 often, and if you get that duel off, everybody wants to come and try and save that dual target, and you end up having this Warlock ulti, which just prevents any save whatsoever.
The Spectre pick has had a lot of success specifically against Warlock. I think Warlock's one of those heroes who has a big AoE spell that's easy to pick off, that does not have an easy escape mechanism, and also does not want to build the items that allow him to survive versus Spectre. Oh, I like the Darkseer pick. I think that's a very good pick. Something that's always a problem against these pick-off heroes like Legion Commander is when you go to shove your lanes, you're going to get dueled, you're going to get picked off. Darkseer does this by just putting Iron Shadow creep, does it safely, he gets a lot of gold. He's one of the heroes that could also beat Legion Commander in lane, so you don't have that frustration of having, if we go aggro, you know, we're going to lose our 1v1 in our safe lane. Or if they go aggro, their offlane is going to beat our offlane in a 1v1. There's also synergy with Spectre. I love this Spectre Iron Shell.
Anti-Mage time?
Yeah, I think it's a very good Anti-Mage game. Earthshaker is a problem for that hero, but I don't think it matters.
They have
Like,
LC too.
Yeah, they have a save.
Yep.
They have 2 saves, right? The Warlock hits enough too. Because it interrupts it. Even a Monkey King stuns enough. So it looks good. I think we'll get banned out if they don't pick it, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
The Burning Anti-Mage. It's sort of curious to me how a player can be so legendary at a hero for like 10 years.
Yeah, for so
Like
long.
through all the patches, through all the changes to Anti-Mage, he's a different hero than he was back then. But
I mean, I think
Good
we
call.
see somebody like Burning just be like one of those adaptive players. We're talking about, you know, these players of the old guard being able to adjust, and not every player, you know, not every team is able to move into these new patches with the same level of versatility as some of the other teams.
I think if IG don't ban TA, Liquid will take it, but I don't think it's the right pick for them. I think they'll see the Anti-Mage and be like, we need to counter this hero a bit more, and TA has traditionally been one of the best heroes. The problem is, I don't know. It feels, that hero feels a bit awkward to me against this IG lineup. It's hard to jump in, and what TA wants is she wants to be able to jump in and keep running at them. You know, you have this high percentage of uptime trap slow, you have sustained physical damage, so you want to continue to hit them. And I don't know if you can do that versus IG's lineup.
Team Liquid does have the last pick, and maybe they're just looking for a counter matchup as well in the mid lane, try and get Miracle.
Something for sure we know is that Team Liquid is going to pick a physical damage dealer. Yeah, Spectre's a change hero from when she was like the hardest carry in the game back then. You can lose late game with Spectre if you do not have the physical damage to back her up. She's decent Roshan, she's terrible at buildings, and most importantly, she's awful against BKB. So they ban all the
TA ban. So we're looking for an OP here, right?
And here, you should keep this in mind when you're drafting a Peace hero. He's likely to be versus like what? Terrorblade Shadow Fiend, I guess, are the main two that I kind of see.
I think Puck is good for RG.
No, for Liquid.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. You got to think about the matchup that you're
saying,
going to be
like,
versus.
since they predict those heroes from Team Liquid, I think Puck is a good, like, I don't know what to say, like, it's a preemptive counter.
Does he play Puck? I don't think he plays Puck.
I mean, I'm sure
pick
everybody at the
Puck
top
to the
level is
okay.
playing a lot of
He's-
different
He
heroes.
doesn't play Puck.
He's a magical damage mid, and OP excels on them. I'm sure. I guess
I'm
Puck's
just
not-
probably
Puck's different,
play it.
though.
Storm
All right,
Spirit.
Storm.
Going to go for a Storm
Alright.
instead. Yeah, has played it already once, and won with it here.
Mid one can't pick Storm versus my Anti-Mage if I pick both.
See what you did there. So, final pick.
Who are the physical damage dealers? They need head time. Maybe Shadow Fiend?
I mean,
Shadow Fiend's
Fiend, yeah,
awkward for
is-
their lineup, though. They need someone like that, though, so I need a hero list.
I mean,
Shadow Fiend, Terrorblade are the only two that Arc Warden potentially.
Yeah.
You don't like the Invoker?
Easy dual counter.
I mean,
Invoker doesn't have enough stuns to
How
sell up,
does-
but Miracle's
But
the
it's
best.
Miracle.
Miracle.
Yeah.
It's Miracle. So,
Sorry, what were you saying, Connor?
I was just thinking like maybe something out there like Bristleback and Death Prophet. I don't know how well they're going to fit into this, but
They need something that hits building as well as the timing. Death Prophet,
which
Death
Terrorblade
Prophet could be
hits
okay,
buildings,
but
right?
Terrorblade would be
But-
great, wouldn't it?
Terrorblade's... He normally is great, but they have a lot of spells that are specifically good versus Terrorblade.
and
Like,
all
you have
these
this-
catches,
Yeah.
just I see that hero blowing up before he's able to do anything strong.
Okay, so they do go for an
Okay.
Invoker.
Yeah. Safe pick in terms of the player rather than the matchup potential.
I would say that one thing
we
that
have
makes
had some incredible Invoker as well. So, yeah.
one thing that makes Invoker nice is I don't think Monkey King's enough to roam on him. They have an Earthshaker to protect him. You have the Fissure into Stun Strikes, and Warlock's good when your mid is stronger than theirs. That's what I've always thought. So Storm not really stronger than Invoker. Could be a very good Invoker game.
Okay, let's get some predictions. Conrad, what do you make of that draft?
I mean, I really like IG's draft. I think they have a very solid lineup. They are thinking about all the things Team Liquid are doing here. I'm gonna have to go with IG.
Okay.
I picked IG to win the whole thing, and
Through your
Burning we
bracket?
trust in my bracket. before the group stage.
You did.
Yeah, so that's my pick. I have to go with IG.
All right.
I'll go with IG as well. There are 3 heroes on 3 teams I never go against. Burning AM, OG Alchemist, Sumail Storm. Never bet against them.
Okay. I think some Liquid fans would also say never bet against a Miracle Invoker. And we've got one of those in this game as well. As we head into game number 2, Liquid, their lifeline is about to expire. Can they draw level with IG? Let's find out as we head back to our commentary team, led by ODPixel.
Thank you very much, Paul. Yeah, we're here live in Kiev for Game 2 now with this first series of the day. Team Liquid ready to go up once again with Invictus Gaming. I'm ODPixel, I'm here with Cinderin. We just saw Game 1, we heard the panel's thoughts, and indeed it never came together for Liquid. Game 2, we've come in, something totally different, new heroes from what we've seen in Game 1, and already I'm kind of liking it much more than the Game 1 draft from Liquid.
I'm a bit torn here because there are elements of Liquid's draft that I really like and some that I don't like as much, whereas for IG, I feel like once again they've really got comfort, strong picks for them.
I mean, Burning AM. Woo!
Burning AM is one thing, but again, they got the Boboka Monkey King, they have the Warlock for Q, so great team fight already. They have the catch, they have the strong, aggressive dual lane that they love to run with Warlock and Legion. Might actually already see it do some work here as they're going in against GH, Matumba, and Kuro. But all right, that's going to be the end of that. Excellent skirmish. People were hit twice and everyone runs away. So anyway, as far as Liquid goes, I think Darkseer is a great hero. I think it hasn't been picked enough in this tournament, in my opinion. I think Mind Control is really, really adept on the hero. So it's a good choice overall. AM, however, has a good time against him in lane most of the time. And the problem I see for Liquid is, you know, I've been criticizing them quite a bit for that this tournament. I still feel once again maybe their lineup a bit on the greedy side. It's they definitely have play potential a little bit later. I think compared to the previous game, they have a higher chance of dealing with the enemy cores, I would say. But still, I'm with IG on this one just based on draft. I like their options a bit more. And what I want to see from Liquid is aggressive plays where their supports come together and get something done early on, because they have a chance of winning their lanes if they do it right.
And of course, the final pick as well for Liquid, getting the Miracle Invoker through the draft, something that, you know, in a previous series just wouldn't have been allowed to happen. How come that's ended at this time? Is there legitimate reason for IG not to be too worried about an Invoker this game? They've got ways to deal with it?
They have a couple of pretty good counters. Anti-Mage deals fairly well with Invoker. It doesn't take so much damage from his spells. You have Mana Void when Invoker has used all his tank. Legion Commander duel is annoying for Invoker as well. Miracle will have to get a Linken's this game for sure. The question is if it's going to come at the right timing. Obviously, Linken's a pretty expensive item. Legion Commander with this lane setup will probably get a fairly fast blink blade mail. And it's something to be concerned about. Main thing for Liquid so far, though, secure their safe lane. Make sure Matumba Man gets off to a good start. Decent nuking here, but you know, offsetting it with the heal.
Very
straight
strong.
back in they go.
Yeah, very strong dual lane between XXS and Q. Again, Mana self-sustained. GH trying to get the block off onto XXS, but again, just the damage coming out from this Legion is too much for that Earthshaker to stand next to. And now we're at a point where Kuroki and GH are pretty much throwing everything they had in the tank at the Legion. And they've got to back up. No mana left on the 2 supports. Tumba is going to take a bit of harassment in the bottom lane. As expected, that classic, almost just straight up counter that the AM's able to provide against the Darkseer, just burning Mind Control's mana. And then what are you going to do? You're a Darkseer without mana. You can't hang around in the lane. Burning, he's going to get the free farm that essentially destroyed Liquid in game 1.
The lanes are already looking very good for IG early on. I think they have the potential. This is why I was saying it's important for Liquid supports to find success, because it's entirely possible for IG to win all 3 lanes. Actually, in mid lane, OP might be finding a solo kill on Miracle.
Miracle
is totally out of position in the lanes. First blood.
What is going on? OP will be absolutely loving life there. Already doubling the CS of the Invoker. Getting that kill onto Miracle as well.
They should not be happy. I'm not an expert on this matchup exactly, but I know that there definitely shouldn't be a kill going Storm's way, and for now Miracle's just getting outplayed. I just imagine this lane is fairly even in a vacuum, and nobody has interfered in mid, so Miracle is straight getting outplayed by OP.
Liquid were very close to having a grasp on the XXS there, but the fishy block not quite there, was able to walk around the base of it.
And the Shrine. So that's such a big strength that this lane has, they're even going to stack both of their camps at the same time before they shrine. This is very effective play from IG. It's just, you force so much pressure on this Legion commander from Liquid. They have to commit so many resources, and if they don't find the kills, this shrine is what makes this lane so powerful. All of these resources being expended, and XXS comes back to lane straight away again. Matumba got some space.
He did. Still, of course, behind the farm that Burning's able to get on this bottom lane. And I imagine in terms of levels, yeah, Burning a full level ahead because of the fact that he's just not having to share it that much. We're sometimes seeing the Monkey King coming down here to help him, but he doesn't need him around all the time. Burning can survive in the lane on his own. And it really is going to be that sort of solo start that he got on the Morphling, this time on an AM. And arguably, yeah, I'd say a Burning AM is a little scarier than a Burning Morphling, and that really is saying something. Bottom lane, they'll look towards Mind Control. Again, just removing that mana, making sure the Mind Control goes back, and indeed he is going to have to go potentially all the way back.
I don't know about this Boots purchase from Mind Control, if that's the right choice. He has the Arcane Aura for the mana regen, but without having Soul Ring, this lane is getting really difficult for him. Kind of has to retreat into the jungle, but he's playing against Monkey King, who can just come and steal half of his experience and maybe even some of the last hits. At least he gets the Bounty Rune. We'll return to base to shrine up here. But the Soul Ring is pretty far away. This is a very late Soul Ring for Darkseer. 7 CS minute 4.5. Not looking too hot for him right now. Top lane, however, looking great for IG. They might even kill Matumba here if he's not careful.
I mean, XXS looking for the chase down. Certainly a lot of damage is going to be done. Ticking down as well to the Shadow Word. GH will look to hopefully set something up for Liquid in terms of countering and getting the kill on Q, but the heal's there. He'll be able to back away. Q with the jukes now through the sidelines, making Matumba really work for this one. And Matumba's got to be careful. XXS was looking to see if he can finish him off. We'll turn towards Kuroki. Kuroki does manage to finish off the kill there with the Crystal Nova, but XXS should be able to find this. He's got another nuke, drops it down onto the CM. XXS will find the trade. Still Matumba and GH very, very low. Matumba has to be careful. Another overwhelming odds in 5 seconds. Could be disastrous for the Spectre sitting around on low health.
And this, keep in mind, this is a 2-on-3 lane. The amount of resources that are being expended by Liquid. The problem with Crystal Maiden Shaker as a support duo is that none of them has this like really high damage.
And look at this Mind Control. He's trying to man up, but he's out of mana with Burning jumping in. Baboka. Oh, Baboka in the double deny. All right. 2 kills for IG, 1 for Liquid, and 2 for the neutrals at 5.5 minutes into the game.
Oh my god, it's been a while since I've seen that.
Double
that is
deny.
Hilarious.
That, I don't think I've ever seen a neutral take down one of each side at the same time. Satire. They're cheering for that creep.
Yep, definitely not Na'Vi.
Yep.
Okay.
There we go. Mid lane, Miracle in trouble. Sentry's been laid down. Can Miracle get himself out of range? He cannot. OP. And Q with a quick play and the sentry drop. Take down Invoker for the 2nd time in this mid lane.
So, thinking back on just expecting what was going to happen in this early laning stage, Liquid had to make work done with their supports. They've done their best to try and secure this top lane and get something done. They haven't really been successful. No rotations with any success. This rotation from Shaker mid still had Miracle die. They can't really connect with Mind Control bottom and utilize his hero. They don't have this kind of hero that uses Ion Shell like a Ricky that can put pressure with the shell or whatever, because their roaming support is a Shaker and he doesn't want to come in close. So there's a bit of a disconnect in their lineup as far as the laning stage goes, and I'm worried for them that they never really get to show the teamfight potential of their lineup if they don't get these lanes under control.
Top lane, go on to XXS, the book of the Frostbite after the movement speed buff, but XXS still
Not
with the backup. Shadow Word's there. It's so hard for Matumba and Kuro to finish off this kill. They have a bit of control, but the damage is not even there. I mean, even with this Fisher, I kind of question if they can finish him off. Yes, they just can't. It's just too of a hard target to go on. And as you mentioned a couple of minutes ago, it's just so many of Liquid's resources being put towards this. Desperately securing Matumba Man farm, which they are, but still it's not the same level as farm that Burning is getting on his own safe lane. And Burning requires just a fraction of the help that Matumba needs in this laning stage.
Yeah, well, in theory, he doesn't need any. You can actually even play this lane one-on-one as Anti-Mage because of Spell Shield. You just get a fast ring of health. In this case, Burning actually going to take a different approach. He's going Vanguard first. I think with this in hand, they can just leave him alone down here if they want. Thought we were going to see a Battle Fury. You definitely want the Ring of Health in this matchup, almost no matter how much help you get. 3 points in Spell Shield. Look at the skill build for Burning. Very unusual.
What I like about this Vanguard pickup is it's going to be very nice against that point where Liquid would have wanted to look for rotations. Rotations actually like they are onto the mid lane. They'll go towards OP, drop the combo, and they do take down the Storm. Smart movement from the support. But that kind of rotation onto an AM with a Vanguard, it's not going to cut it because of that extra health. Suddenly, these Sunstrike combos aren't going to just one-shot and bring down an AM.
Absolutely not. The extra health
Makes all the difference.
The block isn't that significant in this game. There aren't too many heroes that are going to just be right-clicking him away with high attack speed or anything of that like, but it's very useful to still have, especially the bonus health. And of course, wants to build into
there we have that replay again,
and a Abyssal Blade later.
A smile from the RG booth comes out. I can't believe it. A little chuckle there. At the end of the day, Dota 2, a game that can certainly bring out a smile from everybody.
It's so refreshing to see that these guys are playing a really important match, but can still see the entertainment value in this moment. Got to be one of the highlights of the tournament, I would imagine. Actually, oh, it's hilarious.
And still, the situation for Liquid, not so much for themselves, as IG top 3 highest cores in regards to net worth. Mid lane, they're looking towards Q. Again, keeping Kuroki and GH in the neighborhood to try and really put some pressure on mind control. Bottom lane able to surge away just in time. They're leaving Matumba on his own on this top lane, and it looks for the time being, well, he's being pressured to farm into the tower, but he's fine with that. He has got his level 6, soon to get the level 7. So maybe then able to join the rest of Liquid and look to find some big kills to really pick the pace up after not the quickest of starts in that safe lane.
Still is, however, IG sitting in the top 3 in terms of last hits and probably in terms of net worth,
net worth as well. Yeah, they're
so
up there.
This is a massive laning stage victory. We've seen this before from Liquid.
Bottom lane, here we go with the Horn, ready to make the plays. They'll go for Baboka. Burning. Not going to be in a position to punish this, of course. Yet to put a point in the mana void. Very much just skilling for the lane and for the farm. No interest in fighting, just in surviving.
This is a hero that's great with Iron Shell. The Spectre, GH is dead.
Hopefully he gets himself a freebie there.
So the Iron Shell Haunt is very powerful. Does get the kill on Bobica, but of course they can't really kill the Anti-Mage with that Haunt. There's just no way. Burning going for the most defensive build possible, almost. He could have had one less point mana break, one more in Blink, but that's it. A bit surprising, to be honest, that he's maxing Spell Shield. It's not that high value.
But, I mean,
he is against Darkseer, so it's a consistent harassment.
And against the lineup as well. Spell Shield and Vanguard, he's pretty ungankable. With the heroes that Liquid have, just suddenly the Seer and the Shaker, it's barely gonna tickle him.
I'd still imagine there might have been a play potential on the Darkseer at some point with a level 6 Mana Void, level 7 Mana Void, level 8 Mana Void, like at least a Mana Void at some point, but regardless, the read from IG is, you know what, Darkseer isn't going to make this mistake. We're just going to play it safe, farm up, and feel confident that we're going to take it later. And I don't see any reason why they wouldn't. I really like their lineup going late into this game as well. It's the type of lineup that can beat Spectre, because they have so good jump with both the Legion, Storm, and AM, who will eventually be turning this Vanguard into an Abyssal Blade, that even a extremely farmed Spectre won't have that easy of a time. GH. Getting poked a bit. And Burning will still go for the Battle Fury. So he doesn't do the skip Battle Fury build. Don't really see any reason why he would.
Just building it safe and playing it in a way that it's going to be hard for Liquid to punish. We'll see what their plan is at the moment. Just trying to get that level 6 up on the Shaker GH. Sapping in the experience on that bottom lane. Blink Dagger timings, XXS, how are we looking on the Legion? Very, very close. So Legion, nearly with that picked up, and that certainly will be the time to try and, as IG move around and punish some of these big heroes. And like Matumba, man, he's actually just going to walk straight into the clutches of XXS. Doesn't even need the blink for that one, and that will give him the goal to get it.
Excellent setup. This is the 12-minute bounty rune. They're in position with 3 heroes. They have a feeling Matumba will try to go and grab this rune, or someone else. They get a big kill. Getting some information here. He might see Kuro. He will. They see each other. Kuro has a TP out. He wants to get away.
We'll see if Baboka holds the strike to cancel the potential TP if he wants to chase, but
Kuro will be fine.
Yeah, it isn't going to go for the CM. Burning again on the bottom, harassing down GH. And this should be a very respectable Battle Fury Vanguard timing for Burning at this rate. I mean, Kuro's down here again. They could be annoying for sure. They could hold Burning back away from getting the CS, but No chance of killing this AM really unless they throw, I feel, at least 4 heroes at it.
Yeah,
from
pretty
Liquid.
much.
They need a lot of resources to bring him down.
When Shaker is 6, it is a possible play maybe with Sunstrike.
It's still going to be close though. I think
Actually,
he's still
no,
going to
that's
get the
still enough.
chance
They
to get
need
out.
Sunstrike and Haunt, so
Yeah.
that's like 3.5 heroes.
Yeah.
And maybe that isn't even enough because the Aftershock is only level 1 from GH, so the Echo Slam doesn't stun for that long.
And then you just add either kind of a Q or XXS into the situation with one of their heals and purges, and no chance. No chance of killing that AM.
It's actually a very good point to bring up for the entirety of this game going forward. How do they kill AM with Legion behind? This hard purge is a really big issue for them to deal with. It can break the Shaker combo off pretty nicely. The AM will have a Manta eventually against the Frostbite himself, against the Cold Snap. It's not easy for Liquid.
I mean, it is an early and a bit of a bold call to make, but this very well could pan out to be a series where Burning just doesn't die unless Liquid are able to do something drastic and look to kind of abuse IG's lineup elsewhere. There's definitely other plays that they can make to get the game really going at their tempo. Timmerman, still, again, it's sort of a similar position that he was in the Weaver game 1. He's just not on the same par as the rest of the cores in the game in terms of farm. He's got a lot of space that he needs to climb up. Only 500 towards the Relic. It's not going to be a quick Radiance unless they can find these miraculous team fights.
Oh, bottom lane, they're trying for Burning this time.
There's the Echo Sam. Do they have the damage? There is a DD on Miracle. That could spell the difference, but no. There's the duel. Jump in from XXS. The Chaotic Offering jumped onto 3. OP's there as well. Miracle. Can he get himself away? The Fatal One's running. Burning jumps forward, looking for Miracle. Burning will fall. Matuma Man did pick up a double kill. This is massive for Liquid. We'll see if they can cut their loss. In fact, they might be able to go in and get even more. The overwhelming odds nuke from XXS will drop the Shaker. Q on his way back to the tower. 2 for 2 at the moment. Both teams losing a core and a support. See if they can get anything more. Liquid. They still have the Haunt. They'll look towards Q. They'll jump forward for XXS. Won't get him, but a brilliant fight for Liquid. Great use of the DD on Miracle, getting involved. Smart wraparound from the Shaker.
And this, to me, is the perfect example.
That is perfect. Bringing the full 5-man down there.
Of 2 things. First of all, what Liquid can do, that they're playing to the opportunity that they have. And second, that they need Mana Void. That was actually, if Burning has a point in Mana Void there and one less point in Blink, I think Liquid get Vaboka and they die 3 or 4 heroes. That's actually how much it mattered that Burning went for the 4th Blink point. So, it's easy to be Captain Hindsight on it regardless. And maybe the 4th point Blink, he's thinking, okay, if I blink and they jump me, I only have 5 seconds before I can do it again. It is a great skill point. It's not that, but you just think about potential, right? Like, what can you actually do in the fight? Burning is going to skill his health talent as well. He's still skilled ulti on level 12. I don't think I've seen this ever, in this patch at least. Oh, there we go, finally. Mana Void point now. So, you can't do it more defensively than this. Vanguard, 4 levels Blink, 4 levels Spell Shield, health talent, then you get your Mana Void point.
Top lane, IG will find the tier 1. OP, of course. Last fight racking up a charge on the Bloodstone. 13 charges at the 16-minute mark. Early days, but it's going the right way for him.
Oh, they catch Burning again. No Haunt.
He will blink into this. But in fact, he wants to blink straight into fight. OP's there with the zip through. Gets the grab bag on. The Earthshaker and GH is down. IG can then find more. OP still with his haste rune. Could certainly do some damage to Liquid. Kuroki and Matuma looking for the retreat. OP doesn't want to zip up there. Onto the high ground. Maybe a little wary that Miracle could react.
It's this level 4 Frostbite on Maiden that's a bit scary. Obviously, since the change to Roots makes Crystal Maiden a pretty good hero against Storm Spirit in comparison to the past, where she was absolutely awful. And OP will respect that in this instance. He knows he has a lot of Bloodstone charges and doesn't want to throw them away trying to kill a CM, who was realistically the only hero he had a chance of killing there even. But Burning.
Mind control and Kuroki looking to him.
Again, Haunt in 5 seconds.
Okay. With the Haunt, maybe they can outplay him.
Shaker's coming down.
It's still so hard. They need to get an Echo onto it. And they still, of course, need
Warlock
to find
has Golem, no TP.
And wait to close that gap. Well, look, GH is 1,500 towards the Blink, so making still good timing here on the support Shaker's Blink Dagger.
It's not bad. Definitely not bad. Yeah,
it's very hard for them to close that gap. They need that Blink on Shaker. Once they have that on GH, then they can definitely make plays like that. But until that point, unless they catch Burning kind of moving through the tree line into the jungle and catch him for the Fog of War, it's pretty impossible to lock him down.
They not only need the blink, they also need better information. They have good wards in the woods, but they didn't have any vision in the lane, and they didn't have any vision next to the tower. They didn't see, I think 3 of IG's heroes were currently sitting in the fog of war at the time. That was the Warlock, the Storm, and I think the Monkey King as well. And if either of those 3 heroes is there, Burning doesn't die and they lose heroes. So it's really difficult for Liquid. I'm very impressed with the play they pulled off before down at the bottom tier 1. The question is if they can do it again. Burning now with the Fury here.
Yeah, 18 minutes in
really
Vanguard
good farms.
and Battlefield, especially considering as they were able to kill him once. So
Yeah.
Burning really not been knocked off the pace that he wants to be hitting. Still at the top, Miracle is there, did get the good Midas timing in the mid lane. Axe complete at 18 minutes in. And this is a hero that you'll be feeling very comfortable with having Miracle on. If you are Liquid, one of his finest. And definitely something that he can pull out a bit of a special performance, a little akin to what we saw yesterday in the series against Newbie, where they did so with a great TA play from Miracle. Let's see if he can do it for them on the Invoker this game round, and he is certainly going to need to pull out a few of them. But still, the 3 cores of IG looking incredibly farmed for this stage of the game.
Big fight here, being set up by Liquid. They have 3 observers, 3 sentries on Kuro.
And
it's very clear. They're smoking to ward, and then they'll see whether they can set up a team fight. They have level 2 vacuum only currently on Mind Control, and of course the play you were looking for is the vacuum into a Meteor combo. Liquid already have it invoked on Miracle, but
see what they can do. I mean, GH still does not have the Blink Dagger, so no Blink on himself to close this gap.
IG is so hard. It's so hard for Liquid to find this opening. Especially because it isn't there right now. There actually isn't even.
IG's out of there. They smoked up themselves. They do a quick sweep of Liquid's jungle, and Miracle will just reveal himself with the tower push. So Liquid may still be hoping that they could go for some sort of bait play with Miracle, and there's going to be XXS will bite for it. Jumps forward. Liquid with the reaction. The wall's being dropped. The chaotic off and comes through onto 3. The drag back onto GH. He gets the echo off, but it's only onto the solo OP. Freezing Field comes out just in time for Kuroki. Does a lot of damage here. In fact, he manages to survive. Liquid have taken 2. They'll look towards Q as well. Now, Liquid. Big fight for them there. 3 kills. Kuroki, I believe he got a full duration off on that Freezing Field. They weren't able to stop him.
That was a phenomenal fight for them. I did not think they were going to win this 3-0. Burning had cooldown on Town Portal, so he couldn't come from the top lane where he was split pushing. Liquid found this small window where they could take the fight, and actually it was kind of IG that wanted to take the fight, and I don't blame them for going for that. When you get a solo duel on the Invoker, you force out Fissure, you force out multiple other spells in response. You would think, okay, this is when Storm can just jump in and clean up a couple of kills with a beautiful Golem and Fatal Bonds, but Liquid, the mechanism from Darkseer, keeping them all alive, and now Q's going to get soloed by Miracle. He needs to get the hell out of there really fast.
The mass TP is coming through. Provoker does get the boundless strike. There's going to be a reaction from Liquid. There's the duel straight up. Burning jumps in the midst of it all. Big mana void there, doing huge amounts to Liquid. They have got a scatter. They've lost Miracle. Mind Control getting chased down as well. They'll get the second. Burning with the double kill. And he had that mana void this time around, level 2, and it did a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah. Has the ultimate, gets involved. It seems to be the only thing that IG have been missing in this game is just in the team fights. That previous fight was really, really close, 4-on-5. If Burning can get involved in the future fights, having the Tom Portal ready will be a totally different story. So, still, Liquid showing pretty good signs of life with that fight, getting the tower and multiple kills. Of course, on the way out, they gave a couple of exits here for Burning. Still is scary. Still looks like a great game for IG overall with a little bit of a bump in the road. This is still a massive outfarm. They have so much more CS.
We may see him have a better chance of catching up very soon. He is closing in on that Radiance. Relic, Donate, and Dragol towards the recipe.
Big item.
So that certainly could help turn the tides even more in favor back for Liquid. But also big items still closing in for the members of IG OP. Looking towards that Orchid, and at this stage of the game, if he is able to get it, there's not going to be the Lincolns yet on Miracle, and they can certainly look to try and punish some of these big playmakers that Liquid have at the start of the fight.
I think you Orchid Shaker every fight, more or less. If they don't get Fissure off and don't get the Blink Echo, it doesn't really matter that the other heroes are able to fight, because as it looks, they find the duel on Miracle every fight. So Shaker is the only one who can buy sufficient time for the duel to even end, so Miracle can play his hero. And if Miracle doesn't play his hero, they don't kill heroes. That's kind of the short version of it. So that will be a very big pickup for the Storm. More than likely, Miracle will have his Lincolns somewhat around the same time, so Storm will be a bit more hesitant to go on the Invoker. And of course that goes for the Legion as well, who is building BKB. No Lincoln's Breaker for him, wondering if he will change his mind into a Halberd. Not the greatest Halberd game though, it's only really good for the Lincoln's Break, nothing else this time around.
Oh, this is a big play the Liquid are trying here. The full smoke down the mid lane, but it has been scanned out. IG know that there's heroes in the vicinity.
They're going to bait burning here. This fight can get
they
really
want to go
nasty.
the back off. This could be a big scan that plays off for IG. Liquid on the high ground. Smoke will be dispelled. Miracle on the front. So knows that there's something fishy going on. And that looks like it will be enough to cause Liquid to back off, realizing that their smoke has been figured out. And will make sure that they're not baited in by the burning AN.
At this point, it's a very big mistake to open on him, I think. You want one of two things. Either you want IG to jump you, where you get a great counterplay there. We're going to have it. He's going to get the Shaker this time.
They're going to get the Shaker first. OP looks to zip in on the back. Managed to get the silence to drag back onto mind control. The Wukong's command down as well. They're getting split apart. They have lost the Monkey King though. Burning, already picking the double. Now turns towards the Storm. Rooted up underneath the tower, but he will deny himself. Burning has to blink out. It's a 3 for 2 at the moment. Triple kill for Burning. As he will escape, they'll look for the Sunstrike. Isn't going to connect. OP back into the fight.
He had a lot of Bloodstones.
Liquid changed, and yeah, I believe it took about 16 or 17 or 18.
I think he had 18.
18 at that point, yeah.
Pretty much instant respawn.
So again, I mean,
not too bad for Liquid.
They do well. They get 2 kills, force the Storm to deny himself, but a triple kill for Burning. That's a fair bit of gold continuing to go the way of this Anti-Mage and making sure that Burning keeps his lead and is very close to having Manta style completed.
By no means is it great by Liquid, don't get me wrong. Like it's not like they're, yes, that was a great fight for us, but I still just feel like IG's lineup is really, really strong right now, and when they get these kind of jumps, if Liquid can get just these half-decent trades, I don't think they can hope for much more at this point. When they get jumped like that, this was, in my opinion, kind of the best case scenario. Again, a fight that could have gone
This could be nice.
This
they've got a DD on Invoker. They've got the Echo Slam straight up. Have they got the stun control though to bring him out? There's the dagger forward and Burning. Looking to try and play his way out, but the cold snap controls there. Great moves from Liquid. Very, very nicely done.
That's a tier 1 as well.
Down for a full minute. The money going Miracle's way as well as he ends that unstoppable 6-kill streak of Burning.
Storm got the mid tower in the meanwhile, but big claim here for Liquid. It's a lot of gold, that single kill. They will get the tier 1 as mentioned. Let's see, the Orchid is available for Storm in base. I'm not sure why he's not sending out the courier right now, because having this Orchid ready now could give them the potential to take a team fight for if Liquid were greedy enough to go for tier 2 or Roshan. Maybe they won't even get the tier 1. Liquid are showing a lot of respect here.
Really are. The alacrity of the siege creep will do a hell of a lot of damage.
They'll do it the safe way. Fair enough.
155 a hit there, Carty. The biggest he's ever been.
Alacrity on siege creep is kind of stupid.
It is pretty crazy. That is some, buffed up cart. Lincoln's now done for Miracle.
Is that a full BKB on Legion?
It is. XXS is complete now.
That item, we haven't really talked about it so much. It's so good against Liquid's lineup. It's great against Invoker for obvious reasons. Great against Spectre, no Desolate, no Radiance damage. Great against Darkseer, can't even vacuum you. Sure, you can make a wall, but people need to want to walk into it in the first place. BKB actually hard counters the entirety of Liquid's lineup. So this BKB on Legion will make him twice as strong in fights. Can very confidently jump in right now. I would imagine Storm will be getting it next. It looks like that is the case. Already bought the Ogre Club, as a matter of fact. IG is still, once again, Liquid are taking these pretty good fights and making these pretty good moves, but it still seems like such a hard game for them. And that's where we come back to the strategy. Do they actually even have the tools to win this game when it comes to that point? Like,
they've certainly got the wombo combo.
Yes.
And they do have Spectre and Invoker late game are
Here we
brilliant.
go again.
I mean, Miracle as well. I believe he's just picked up the Arcane Rune. Yeah, still got a good bit of time on that. He could certainly use this, but again, these movements are being scanned out. IG know the Liquid are there. So they themselves will just get into a position to counter any sort of smoke rotation. IG just being very good with the awareness on the map.
Liquid really don't want to move up the high ground here. Good decision for them not to do that. Sunstrike. Going to find absolutely nothing. Well, checks the Roche. No IG aren't there.
Liquid have to be so careful with IG all off the map.
Matsu is getting some good farm on the Spectre though in this meantime, so he is catching up a bit. to, well, he's not going to reach Burning's level. If there's no fights, AM will keep staying ahead, but Matumba isn't losing too much relative ground. And Liquid are showing up at bottom. They want to push this tower, need to be a bit careful with the duel here. They don't actually have that good vision.
IG want to fight. Push. There's no vision yet behind the tower on the high ground for Liquid.
They need to get the hell out of there, I think.
If XXS gets a lead, and especially on someone like the GH, it's going to be pretty disastrous. BKB's pop, looks towards Matumba Man, but actually, out-duking him there with the horns, making him duel an illusion. Matumba Man comes on the back lines, the slam will be dropped down, but both will keep falling low Q. Just get off the goal, offering him time. Burning, looks towards mind control. Vacuum, they're onto 3. Kuroki still surviving. Oh, no! Oh! A very unfortunate pause.
Sick play from Matumba here.
Yeah, that juke there with the horn, throwing XXS off guard, forcing him to duel eventually an illusion, and just that distraction, allowing Liquid to get around to the backliners, taking away the Monkey King and the Warlock. Did get the Chaotic Offering off in time. Burning, still looking relatively strong, but this could be a fight where, I think Liquid could be able to clean up. Miracle's still very much ready to go.
Yeah, Storm's dead.
OP is gone, as Suicide is still unavailable, so they'll get the kill. Kuroki, does Kuroki survive? That's the question. He's hiding in the trees, faithful bonds, linking into Miracle at the moment.
I think Kuro will realistically, if XXS sees him right now, there's no clock here. So.
Overwhelming or still unavailable for 5 seconds.
He will more than likely run down and bop him once.
Just bop him,
kill him with one attack. But Burning could die here. There is Cold Snap up on Miracle, and there's an Ion Shell next to him. There's
it's going to be a lot of
a Meteor on him. I think Burning will actually die
and
here.
If OP goes to the Golem as well, the Desolate's going to kick in. Can they kill Burning? That's the question. Liquid, they've already found 2 Burning. Now he'll get the blink off in time.
Wow.
They do get the Storm. Kuroki will end up falling. The Fatal Bonds from Miracle connecting him as he takes a punch with the Golem, brings him down. Jump forward from GH. Looking for the chase down. Matumba Man's there as well. XXS with the Blade Mail trying to keep them off. Matumba Man has to be a little careful. Still has to respect the fact that Burning can turn and punch back. Miracle looking to close the gap. Has he got any spells ready? Not quite yet. Doesn't find the catch. Burning will escape, but still Liquid with a very impressive team fight. Fighting in a situation, as you mentioned, where they were lacking the vision. XXS just couldn't get the lead in. Again, Matumba Man with that horn plan.
So there were multiple things that needed to happen for that even to come to be in the first place. Matumba was the one to break the smoke, so he got information about what was happening in the first place. He was the only target that Legion could find here. I think we might see it here. So see, everyone is backing off on the right. Matumba sees him. Jumps over, jumps over, jumps over, jumps over.
And then GH with his Fissure as well onto
Great Fissure.
Allows him to close it with a follow-through Echo.
That was super good.
Really,
Liquid.
Really, really nice. I mean, 50, 60, 29 minutes in. Game 2, still with Burning leading the way, but Liquid showing us they have a lot of promise in these team fights.
They need these massive outplays still, though. You know, I know I'm saying it a lot, but it feels like Liquid have to play this like super well-executed fights every time, and they're delivering. This is top-class play from them. The problem is if they falter just for a little bit and have a couple of misplays in the fight, or if IG get the perfect engage, I still just think IG can probably kind of run away with the team fight. Don't you agree? Don't you just have this feeling that the BKBs on IG will make it at some point too difficult?
But they need to get
Storm
the jump.
BKB, Anti-Mage BKB. Anti-Mage actually has the BKB in 50 gold. Storm has his in 1,000. The disadvantages in the fight are stacking up for Liquid, and they don't have the answer that like corresponds to these BKBs. They don't have anything that pierces it.
Trying to get GH in position.
From Burning. We're gonna see Liquid. Can they find another of these dream fights? This is some of the best team fighting I've seen all tournament. Actually, it's very impressive, in my opinion. They can deal with this IG lineup right now.
Especially, as you said, if Liquid are still able to pull it off against mass BKBs.
What is Liquid getting? Okay, so Mind Control, or sorry, Miracle getting the travels soon. Mind Control relatively underfarmed on Darkseid in this game, working towards his Blink Dagger minute 30 with Greaves, so not having the greatest of game, but he's making do with what he has. Shaker closing in on 4 staff. I think that is a big item to look for. Just when Anti-Mage blinks in, create that little bit of distance. Get out of the Monkey King Wukong's command. Ideally, he doesn't get to cast it, actually. I think they did a great job last fight in just isolating the Monkey King on the side and killing him off. And Warlock barely got the Golem off as well. It could have gone worse for IG as well. What do we have queued up for Burning? He wants to get Abyssal. And there's this interesting dynamic between Spectre versus AM that we've seen in a lot of games historically, because they've been two of the most favored hard carries in slower metagames. That Desolate is amazing against AM when they fight later if BKB runs out, because Spectre can deal a lot of extra pure damage. At the same time, AM can burn Spectre's mana really quickly, and Spectre has relatively high mana cost relative to her pool. 160 on Dagger, 150 on Haunt, 125 on Manta. And in addition to that, AM is one of the heroes that can man-fight Spectre at pretty much any stage in the game, as long as he is ahead on farm. It's definitely the case. Full burning here. So all about who really gets the better supporting cast setup.
Yeah, it really is. Whoever gets the jump on who. And certainly a situation that it is, the odds are stacked in favor of
He's in a
IG.
pretty bad position here. All right, well, gonna let burning push out instead. Could get a bit of information here, not too much. Killing burning is gonna be tricky now that he has BKB, because now all of this Invoker combo and Cold Snap won't work. They basically have to kill him during Shaker's stun lock, and that's about 6 seconds, roughly, that GH can provide if he gets all his spells off. That's given that there's no counter engage.
Yeah, if XXS is in the neighborhood to
Press the attack,
Yep.
or duel, or
It
if
certainly
Storm
turns
orchids
around.
him and jumps, or if they drop a golem. There's so many ifs. Liquid will push out bottom and top at the same time. Haunt is online. Machu would probably like to fight right now. Some pretty good vision in the neighborhood here for IG. They see Invoker farming the Ancient camp. They probably saw that TP from GH as well. And if Liquid smoke here, will it? Yeah, it's currently visible if they smoke. Sentry from Kuro. We'll actually see this ward if they get vision up there. He's in range.
BKB's been picked up for Miracle now, so very likely that he gets his combo off in these fights with the Lincoln
That's
and
big.
BKB combination.
Yeah, so now Legion can't duel him
Yeah.
during BKB. There's nothing that pierces BKB until Anti-Mage gets the Abyssal. And even when he does, you might not want to play it that way. If you blink Abyssal Invoker just so you can get duel off, it can be nice, but just keep in mind how big counterplay potential there is when you've committed both of those abilities just to start a duel. AM takes bottom tower, classic burning stuff. Actually, it took them 33 minutes to get the safe lane tower. Oh well, off lane tower for Liquid.
See burning, of course, with the leading net worth last hits, but kill participation 93% from Matumba. Playing a very active Spectre, and is certainly helping him keep up with the pace of the rest of the game. Actually looking towards Roast. Do have to be a little careful. Liquid know about it and are smoked up.
Oh, Kuro wants the full wraparound. The smoke, half duration. So still a good amount of time to work with for Liquid.
It's
to try
so
to find
hard
the
for,
That's so
for Liquid to
hard.
get up to that high ground, though. They just cannot go that route.
Burning can buy Abyssal, by the way, if he wants. He's holding on to buyback for now. Actually, he doesn't have buyback yet, but he wants to get buyback. No, never mind. Let's go get the Abyssal. This Abyssal reveal is really crucial if he gets a key target. Liquid will not be ready
And
for
there's the
it.
initiation. GH will get the Echo Slam on the back lines, looking for the Legion Commander. Zipping from OP, looks towards Miracle. Miracle gets the BKB out, but the physical damage is going to be too much. No, the Ghost Wall tank time. Miracle survives. Only death at the moment is Baboka on the Monkey King. Liquid, Zalami Matuma Man looking pretty fat. Jumps towards Q. GH back in with the stun lock onto OP. Miracle comes back out. Triple kill for Matuma Man. And they're not done yet. They look towards Burning. Burning looks to try and get himself away. The Tornado isn't going to clip him. Can they actually catch it? No, looks like Burning will survive. But, oh, Miracle, that BKB and Ghost Walk surviving on a slither of health. Turning around to enable a triple kill for Matuma Man. Into the pit they go.
That's
And
their
Liquid.
Roche. Another fantastic fight. I would love to see a replay on IG's vision here, who they have vision of. I don't think jumping Invoker is the right choice right now. There's simply too much counterplay potential. If they can jump, especially the Shaker, again, GH very quickly finds the Monkey King, takes him out of the fight. Boboka had no.
Have a look.
So let's see. I think they only see Miracle. So they go for the jump that they feel like they have. Instant Haunt plus Echo Slam kills Baboka and does so much damage to Legion that he's not a threat in this fight. If the BKB doesn't come out before all of this damage is dealt, Legion doesn't have an impact. So basically what Liquid managed to do there was they forced pretty much a 5-on-3 instantly. And that is a fight that IG cannot possibly win. That was a big play from Liquid. I'm super impressed with them this game. I think this is some of the best they've played all tournament. Maybe apart from Game 3 of the last series.
GH just motions in shock at how well that fight went and how well
I killed
he
Monkey
played.
King. Nice, everybody. Say something on.
That's this game. It's exactly what we hoped. Liquid versus IG to be. A lot of fantastic top of the game fighting. Top class farming as well still from Burning. Which is going to be able to pull through the victory.
Aegis advantage for Liquid is good. Let's see if they can use this Aegis to get at least the 2 tier 2s. I wonder if they want to try high ground. It's still not the biggest strength of their lineup. Neither of their heroes is very good at sieging. Generally, Spectre can be good with the Aegis, but they actually chose to give it to Miracle here. So there is a risk of Matumba going to push the high ground that could set up IG for a nice fight.
Who wants to come out of the base? I mean, they know the Miracle's here. They did have the Observer and Sentry mid, so they saw him rushing straight down. But no, Q's come way too far with the Fissure onto 2 as well. They pop the horn. Q's out. Echo's out to the face. XXS will get the BKB off in time. But that's your Warlock gone. 45 seconds.
And a BKB.
Don't worry of him at all. And this is the opportunity for Liquid to really get some damage done. Tier 2 to fall. Liquid already with some great vision as well over IG's half of the map. 3 observer wards, giving them some really good intel on the whereabouts of IG's big cores. Burning back down to the bottom lane. And this is sort of becoming a pattern in these fights. They're not able to kill Burning, but they're able to kill everyone around him and just force him to have to run away from the fight. It's one way of dealing with this AM that's built very defensively to open with.
That's why it's so important to Liquid that the kill attempt on Invoker fails, because not only do IG lose their Monkey King and their Legion.
Talking about the Monkey King,
they
both has to be careful as reveals
entire
himself. He's going to look for the lead in Burning there with a jump as well onto Kuroki. Kuroki almost certainly going to go down the Wukong's command. Is he going to be enough to get him? He's sticking down the Earnest Shadows. OP will find GH. Looks now towards Miracle. BKB's out from OP. Only a little bit of mana as he zips out. Burning with the Abyssal Blade. The control onto Mind Control. Chaotic offering to follow through. They'll get a third this time. IG. Great fight there. The BKB's working against Liquid's lineup very nicely that time round. A good initiation from OP, Burning as well. And follow through onto Mind Control.
The big difference there is that Monkey King gets to cast a spell and they jump the Shaker with Storm. It's everything they should be looking for, shutting down the Shaker like they did there. So, as you said, nice jump from OP this time. Let's see, they're still hesitant. They're actually in a 5-on-2 situation, but giving a lot of respect to Liquid here, not pushing that tower. This is with a more or less full HP mana Storm Spirit as well that they back down. So some of the safest play I've seen from IG.
I like this as well.
The entire tournament.
I feel like this is something that I feel I'd expect Burning to do the opposite. But level 25, he's going for the plays. He's going for that Mana Void cooldown.
Yeah. I'm still a bit uncertain about this talent in general. I feel like it pushes it into that really awkward place where...
I mean, it's what, a Mana Void every 20 seconds.
It's 20 seconds.
You should get
great.
too often these sort of elongated fights.
So, if it was 10 seconds cooldown or 15, I think it would be a totally different story. Like, then I would be like, almost always take this. But 20 is in that area where most of the time the fight is maybe not decided, but very close to. Perhaps it can be the turning point. You don't really know. You can't really just throw it away in the beginning of the fight to break like a Linken's, for example, and be like, I'll have Mana Void again, don't worry about it. So I still feel like most of the time when AMs have this talent, you still only really see one good Mana Void, but the extra one can give you like an exit kill on a TP, for example, or, you know, if the fights go that late, then of course the extended fights will be favoring IG because they have a Storm Spirit and now an AM with this double Mana Void. So you still need to consider what you're holding it up against. It's 25 agility, it's not bad.
It is a lot of stats to turn down.
3.5 armor, 25 damage, 25 attack speed, and obviously also good for his Manta style. So it is a fairly costly trade-off taking the Mana Void clone. We'll see if Burning can make it work.
It may be that key crucial fight where we see it come really into play. Mid lane.
Aegis out.
So that hurdle kind of passed now.
Short Roche spawning. Oh, it's 3.5, so 8.5 minutes between Roche 2 and 3. Oh, was that the first one? That was the second one. Oh, wait, never mind.
They're ready to go with the Horn. GH there with the Echo Stand. They managed to chain lock Burning. Is it going to be enough? No. He gets the chance to with the BKB. They punch into GH. That's one down. Jump forward from Burning. Abyssal Blade on to Invoker. Miracle getting bashed up as well. Does get the Ghost Walk off. No detection between these two cores. He's out of there. Meanwhile, Q holding up the upheaval. The rest of IG backing off. Mind Control into the trees. CP's out. Will escape. Could lose 2. Again, just very, very quick reaction plays from Burning. As soon as he sees any of his team being gone on, he just jumps past that initial jump and looks to lock down Miracle. Make sure that the Invoker can't get his combo off.
It really feels like IG needs some detection on this Storm. So when they, every single fight, it seems like either Storm or AM will eventually be going for this Invoker, and Miracle is getting away with Ghostwalk. This is a very high level of play this game, and the detection may be slightly lacking on this side. They now have a Dust on the Legion, but would like to see one extra piece of True Sight. The problem is, oh, there it is, Dust on Storm, nice. Okay, so it was either that or a Gem. I think a Gem wouldn't be a bad grab either. Just to get rid of this map control. It really is a vision game right now. If all Liquid's vision is Haunt, it gets a lot more difficult.
Talking about the cooldowns in this game, we're actually going to have Matumba Man as well, picking up the minus Spectral Dagger cooldown over the 400 health. This is, I mean, both carries, they want to fight Sin, and they want to do it with all the spells that they can.
This is a bit tricky with Spectre. You know, in theory, it's great to have a 6-second cooldown dagger, but it's an expensive spell, and he is against mana burn of AM. So in some situations, it will be great. In other situations, this talent will be useless compared to a talent that's always online. The health will never be useless. Let's see if Matu gets that extra dagger off. That makes a difference. It is, of course, very nice to be able to throw this, just to constantly have yourself be in that phase and having a nice extra move speed, maybe canceling out a blink dagger here or there.
And, I mean, Liquid, they would love to fight now. They've just picked up a Butterfly on the Spectre, Octarine on Miracle. There's also a double damage in the hands of Matumba Man. He has Horn. If they can catch someone, they can kill them. But IG, well, we've got 3 at the moment in the base, only burning, and Q feeling safe enough to pass across the river.
This Bloodthorn of OP is important against Spectre. I think without Bloodthorning Spectre, they almost can't kill her right now. Like, even though AM is this farmed, there's no True Strike on Burning. He's going for the Butterfly himself as well. So these 2 carries will be extremely difficult to kill for the opposing teams. But with that Bloodthorn, they have that extra little bit that they need to get through the evasion of Matumba. Let's see if Miracle goes for something, or, well, really, who on Liquid's lineup is going to deal with this Butterfly of the AM? Who's going to build the Bloodthorn or the MKB? I don't know. It's not really an item that either carry or either core on Liquid really wants to go for. Could get a little awkward for them. That's a bit more clear cut for IG. Liquid are taking an aggressive position here, maybe looking to, hoping for IG to take the bait and walk outside base here. They're playing very safe. Roshan's actually close to spawning, and Liquid, with the current map control, might be able to grab it if IG are too passive.
They can take it down, very, very quickly at this stage of the game with his level 25 cores.
Checking Roche. Oh, that is really unlucky. It's spawning now. He just ran out the pit. They do not have this information just yet. Kuro didn't check it. Miracle will also not check it because Mind Control's like, I just checked Roche, guys. He wasn't there. If they knew, they probably could grab it right now.
Yeah, they could do so because they see what IG cleaning out the wave in the mid lane. Yeah. The courier will spot it. So Liquid do know now.
Let's see what they're going to do here. IG might just be playing a timing game here where they try to find a read on whether Liquid is doing Roche or not, and if they are, how far down the health is. There's actually still nothing checking it. Now Liquid will be showing on the top lane with Invoker. That should give IG the confidence that Roche is not being done. They need the Invoker for the Roshan kill. So Liquid going for the push. Haunt online, of course, so Matumba doesn't need to be here. Slow siege here with the Forges. I say slow siege, Alacrity kind of makes it more of a fast siege.
It's almost certainly going unless he can pull something off. We'll actually get caught out by the Tornado. BKB pop and Miracle. Liquid, they want to fight here. At least Miracle wanted to, but the rest of Liquid won't want to jump in. So
I think that was a good decision not to go.
Yeah.
That's very optimistic from Miracle setting this up.
I hope he will get the tower tonight, but nonetheless, the gold not really the issue at the moment, just the loss of map control. Definitely the bigger trade-off that Liquid are happy to claim from IG.
And the gem on Storm now as well. It's causing issues. Do Liquid have a ward on the map? I can't see any. So they're completely countered out.
Yeah, only sentries down at the moment.
Kuro has one on him. This might be IG's chance to make a move. They're going to do
it for a long time. Massive zipping gets GH, who's been forced back to the McCabe, and Greaves trying to keep this Shaker alive, but no, the Bloodthorn ticks him down. There's no Shaker for 50 seconds for this engagement. Mind Control, vacuum onto 2. OP committed a lot of mana for that zipping, falling over the bashes there to hold back Miracle. Burning, looking for the target, now backs away. The OPs can't fight mid lane. Spectre having fun with the Monkey King. The Chaotic Offering jumps down onto his head. Burning, goes forward with the Mana Vault. Oh, he's surged away. Goes to fight. The Greaves Aura healing him back up. He's going to be A-OK. Miracle's controlling Burning. Burning out of the mana. Being pummeled down by Kuroki Mind Control. And Miracle they do it. Liquid once again able to punish this initiation from IG. That the IG had the right intentions, get GH out of the fight. But suddenly, OP, he used all his mana for that commitment. The BKBs come out from Liquid, and they don't kill Matuma Man, falling so low in the middle lane, battling up against the army of the Monkey Kings.
He actually zoned 3 heroes with Spectre. He kept Warlock, Monkey, and Legion out of the fight the whole time, just really playing
Let's look
to
at
the
that
edge
again,
here.
Sin. I mean, this Sipin, it looks like, all right, okay, but look at the state of OP. Look how much he commits for this.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
It really is. Doesn't really have any place left. There's a vacuum for mind control. The wall actually didn't even hit anything, so that could have even been better for them. Now Liquid knocking on the front door. There's going to have to be a buyback from Anti-Mage. Everything else is 2 lanes of racks.
He's down for 40 seconds. Will he buy back?
Spectre Aegis. This is looking scary. No golem.
OP looking for the zip-in again onto the back lines. Who's he found this time? He's managed to pick up the Dark Seer, but oh yes, Bloodthorn will do it. He's out and down. Timmerman jumping in, boundless strike.
GH thinking about it.
Oh, GH onto the high ground. Gets the Echo Slam off the lifetime. He's got 2, but he's fallen. Big mana void from Burning. He's got a man up there. There's only 2 of IG alive here on this defense. Liquid back towards the racks. GH there with that Echo Slam, securing Liquid the space to clean up the middle lane and maybe move on for more. But Timmerman with that massive sustain, that heart, the butterfly, allowing him to keep pushing in. XXS looking for the jump onto Miracle, but Miracle's out of there with the Ghost Walk. Bash onto Matuma. He's out of mana. The Jewel's there to control him, but do they actually have the damage? They can't hit him. The invasion is too strong. Mana Void, the damage isn't enough. Matuma survives. The Liquid Feet drop down onto him by Miracle to make sure that Matuma lives. 10 seconds. He's trying to finish up Matuma the right clicks. They will bring him down once. The Aegis is popped. Miracle back down to the low ground. Matuma should be able to stick his high ground there, though, as OP still down for 80 seconds. They've got the other 4 members of IG back up, but there's no KD offering, no duel. Wukong's command is there. They can use that to try and defend, but no, Miracle wants the BKB, jumps in off the back line. The 4-man AoE definitely blast Miracle, turning up the power here. He's brought down a second, forcing XXS back to the base, and GG is called. The plays from Liquid are too much for IG to deal with, and we're going to a Game 3 Cinder, and what a performance.
That was such a sick game from Liquid. The easily mind controls, or sorry, Matuma Man's best game of the tournament. I think his Spectre was phenomenal in this game.
What a recovery as well, considering the start he had in the laning stage. He really found his way back in, and at the end, they just couldn't kill him. We saw them throwing so much in on him on the high ground. And with the evasion, with the heart, he was just too big.
Yeah, this was not an easy game for Liquid. The thing that once again impresses me so much is that I feel like they put themselves in a position with this draft where they need to play exceptionally well. Like if they play 80, 90%, they probably lose this game. I felt like everyone played a really, really great game. The early game, as you said, not too great, but I also think it's very hard. They have very limited options with what they can really do. And the moment they just have, you know, it's as if they have this switch where it's like, okay, now we have all of the tools just now that we need, and this is exactly how we can set up the conditions to win a fight, and they just deliver over and over. Every Echo Slam from GH, perfect. Every Haunt, perfect. Just outstanding.
And it feels it's the same as kind of the series yesterday. That kind of beat down on Liquid in Game 1, and then Game 2, the start's like, oh, here we go again, same old story, but then, it just, Liquid, they turn up, they arrive in full form, and as you said, not only I feel like Matuma Man's best performance at the Spectre, but I feel best performance so far of the tournament, really. 15-1 and 13 on a hero that was heavily pressured in the laning phase. You just can't falter that performance.
Maybe Liquid just need to be backs against the wall to really step it up.
They like a little bit of pain.
Oh, we're about to get knocked out again, guys. Maybe we should, you know, just play our best. And well, they did.
Certainly
super good game from them. And I don't feel like IG played it bad. There were a couple of things to point out. I think they identified the jumping on Shaker as being the integral part a bit too late. The couple of times they tried to go for Invoker set up Liquid very nicely. Next game, a little more timing between their cores. Also, AM and Storm maybe not fully on the same page in the fights, but still, you know, they got outclassed. They didn't play bad. The enemy team played fantastic.
Absolutely. And well, if this was Game 2, Game 3 really is going to be quite something if the pattern of Liquid series are anything to go by from yesterday. And IG will certainly be hungry to beat them back down after that incredible team play and outplay for Liquid here in Game 2. Don't go anywhere, though, ladies and gentlemen. Back to pool and the lads for some fun posting.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Owen. Yes, we are back with our panel. A fantastic result for Liquid. It seems, Conrad, that these boys don't sort of wake up until game 2 and then suddenly all hell breaks loose. It was exactly the same yesterday. The first game was awful from Liquid. Nubia were great. Second game, first 10 minutes, you thought, oh, this looks bad for Liquid. Nubia all over them. Almost identical happens again today. What's going on?
I think just Team Liquid played fantastically that game. GH did everything he needed to do to keep them in it. His stuns were super clutch. Miracle, you know, maybe not the best laning phase at the beginning, but he kept up in farm, and that was kind of the key element. Getting those levels, getting that farm, brought them into the late game, and just they clutched it out.
Yeah, but the star man, Ben.
Easily Matoma, man.
Absolutely.
I think, firstly, with that haunt play on bottom where Legion dueled an illusion and making the support's life absolute hell on the side of IG. It was a fantastic performance by this guy. So this is one of the early fights where they duel up the Invoker, and he does not have Mana Void. He's level 11 with no Mana Void, and look how little HP he has left. It would have easily been a kill, and this was definitely not Burning's best performance, and I would actually probably say his weakest performance. Surprising, given his Anti-Mage. There was another fight that he did in Abyssal that AUI pointed out, and I thought that he was going to be able to carry, especially considering the disparity in net worth between him and the Darks here.
Curtis, what did you make of it?
I thought that this was an incredibly hard game for for Team Liquid to execute.
Yep.
Just as Syndra kept mentioning, they needed to play perfectly, and man, they did. They really did play perfectly. I felt like, you know, in that other game we had Miracle. He's like, I'm TA. It's game 2 versus Nubia. I refuse to lose. I'm 9k MMR,
Yep.
and he just slaughtered him. This game is Matoma, man. We saw him like he 1v3'd a Monkey King, a Legion Commander, and a Warlock. They used all their ultimates. He killed them all. I don't even know how that happens. He just that was the coolest haunt thing I've seen, by the way.
This was
definitely the dodge
I've never
here.
seen it used like this. Like, people try to do it, you know, they like just start spamming, but his was like calculated, and he ended up on the right target. He dodged a duel like twice the animation. It was just so nice play.
Yeah, him getting into the back line there really changed the side of that
He
fight.
pretended to be an illusion.
Yeah.
That was the coolest part. He swapped an illusion, so the one that he dueled was actually walking towards someone else, and he pretended to be illusion by right-clicking the Legion. That was so smart. It was ridiculous. Yeah, we've never seen Haunt really use it like that. It's like, oh yeah, I want to split push and get
People
there.
always talk about the confusion factor with Spectre Haunt. That was a real confusion factor there. That was very well played.
Yeah, one of the big factors that I felt was OP just kind of getting caught out a lot in this game. He had an amazing laning phase, but later on in the fights, his decision-making wasn't, you know, I think as coordinated with his teammates. You know, he went in and just ended up having no mana and getting caught out multiple times.
Impressive display from Team Liquid to get them back into this tournament yet again. What is it, Ben, before they seem to get going? Because they seem to have their backs against the wall before they'll start playing well.
I'm not sure what it is either. It was the same thing in the first series where it was like, okay, game 2 we were getting crushed, and it was, what, 16-2, I believe, in the Nubia Liquid game. In this game, maybe not looking as grim.
I was going to say, it wasn't as far behind in
But
this
I
one,
thought, given their lineup, it was probably equally grim.
It wasn't as grim based on score, but you're against an Anti-Mage who's top net worth, and your heroes aren't the worst with Anti-Mage, but it's Anti-Mage, and you don't have any real direct counters.
Yeah. You already mentioned it slightly. Burning not good this game. I don't want to be too hard on him, but we expect more from him, don't we?
His laning stage was really good.
Yeah,
I
his laning
think he
stage was
played the lane
phenomenal.
perfectly. He would sacrifice a couple of CS to just make sure the Darkseer is a 0 mana. And this is a Darkseer with CM aura, mind you. And the Darkseer had absolutely nothing.
And you see on the graph, continually upward spiral for IG until the very end.
Yep.
Where it just fell off a cliff.
But the key element there is that net worth didn't get really that high this game.
Yeah.
XP much more so, but you know, they kept it as a close game for like almost all through the entire game. I think under 5k almost the entire game.
I think Liquid might be the best team at using this extra vision from like Haunt and Lycan Wolves and stuff like this in order to just control these fights, because I feel like XXS was in particular was just incredibly uncomfortable this game. He really didn't get any big duels off, and there's never a fight where like they dueled them and they exited their line. They Warlock ulti, they Monkey King ulti, you had Anti-Mage jump someone else, you had Storm jump someone else. None of the fights were smooth like that. I think that was their problem for IG.
Yeah, definitely a vision-based Team Liquid, and we've seen that over the course of the Kiev Major. MVP for this one, I think there's a clear winner this time round.
Yep, Matumba Man.
Matumba Man
Was incredible this game.
Probably the best haunt I've ever seen.
Yeah,
The best
just that
ever.
one alone.
Best haunt,
That
yeah.
play alone was phenomenal. I mean, like Curtis was saying, you know, we've seen people try this multiple times, but
Usually
don't-
they're like spam clicking.
yeah,
Yeah, they're just like,
This
I'm
was
going to buy a
actually
little bit of time. This
Yeah.
was
It
calculated,
calculated,
precise
yeah.
play.
Yeah.
also decent stats as well. 30,000 net, 15-1, 13 in this game as well. So star performance by a star player. Matumba Man stepping up for his team, Team Liquid, to draw them level. And they are at 1-1 now. Is this what you expected, Curtis? Because you seem to be pretty confident that IG could sweep this.
Yeah, I thought IG was looking fantastic. I thought coming into the series, I thought they had better drafts. They had a more solid game plan. I thought Team Liquid was the one who was a bit dependent on maybe a couple of factors going perfectly in order
Right.
to execute their game plans. But apparently, if there's a team that can do that, it's Team Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key, isn't it? That they had to play perfectly, and they did.
Yeah, and you know, pros or casters, analysts, they always talk about this ease of execution. It's not because the pros can't execute at a top level. It's because while you're executing really hard things to do at the top level, you also have to plan your team fights, you have to plan your smokes. There's too many things in Dota. So generally, you want to focus on a few things and do them really, really well.
So, Ben, how's your
Game
bracket
three.
looking?
Dicey, I
Is
would
it?
say.
Are you worried now?
I was worried yesterday. Okay, so I already got that out. Got that out there.
Okay.
It's just really hard to predict. I've
Yeah.
gotten-
Do you think it's on a knife edge now, this particular series?
I think Liquid playing well is better than IG playing well at the moment. Like their highest high is better than IG's highest high.
I think it's going to come down to the drafts a little bit. You know, what these players are going to end up getting. You know, Baboka Monkey King, pretty strong, but that game, Liquid showed that it is vulnerable. You know,
Yeah.
Burning Anti-Mage, these are comfort picks for these players. And one of the factors is Team Liquid was just able to defeat that. Now, do they come in more nervous? Is Team Liquid more confident? We'll see in this next game.
Yeah, we will indeed. Thank you, all three of you. We're going to get more from our panel members in a few moments' time. But first of all, it's time to check in with Sir Action Slacks. He's been making plenty of mischief at the Major, and this is no different.
Hey guys, I'm at the Palace of Arts, Ukraine, and although Dota's being played here, quick reminder, it did used to hold art, beautiful art in fact, and we got some left over here. So I thought I'd grab some fans, and we would see what this art meant to them. What was your name, sir?
Be honest.
All right.
Noah.
Well,
I'm Slava.
all right.
Andrei.
All right, so we're gonna look at this art, and I want you guys to let me know how it makes you feel. Behind me, we have a beautiful gallery, each one of these pictures depicting how women dress in different parts of Ukraine. But what we're after are the emotion in the faces. Come here, my friend. Take a look. Stare deeply into her face. When do you make that face in a Dota game?
I make that face when I made first picks in Invoker with an anime avatar.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. I can see that. Does that draw any feelings for you?
Well, I do this face when I'm playing Beastmaster and I'm coming from the jungle and the game is already over.
Okay, I think.
He's a bear and he's like bird, and you need to control them.
Oh man, I think you've won this one. That definitely looks like a Beastmaster coming out of the jungle, and the game's already thrown. You got one chance to beat him. All right.
That's the face you make when like two people both mark mid and neither of them looks like they're backing down. So they pick Shadow Fiend and Invoker. They both run towards the mid lane, and that dog there in the bottom left is like the courier being sent to its death. Because neither of them wants to play the game anymore.
Oh, this is very hard. Both of those were good. I gotta go with the Beastmaster though. The Hawk, I mean, you have to. All right, you win round one. Well done, well done. All right, let's head over to this one. Here we go. When is that in the game?
These are the faces of the supports who realize their cores are just not up to the task.
She's over there like, I just looked at Anti-Mage's items, dude. It's not good. It's not good. Okay, I'll take that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, she's going like, why the fuck would you be farming there? Come on.
Okay, so supports again, or who is that? Like the offlaner?
Yeah, I guess. Like the game is not looking good.
True, true.
You just your carry player just blinked to farm behind the tier 3, behind the tier 2, while there's just tier 1 standing, and you're like, come on.
You're like, oh, ancient dive. All right. What do you got for this one?
Probably they have 5 players, so these 3 poor guys with no faces are like supports because no one recognizes them, and those 2 are core players trying to understand when to push, and there is some courier flying by.
That's pretty good. I like that. You involved everybody. I think you might win this one. All right, our champion so far. What is this a picture
I
of?
definitely know this is to my teammates when I'm playing Ember, and I again make Discord, and they look, oh my god, Discord again, what night battle fury.
All right, I like it. I'm gonna have to say you're the winner. You involved everybody. You pointed out the supports, the dying courier. Perfect. All right, 2 more boys and girl. Look at that face. There's a lot of thought behind that face. Of course, winner goes first. What are you thinking?
I suppose those is support player who's like pinged 20 times with winning words, and she's just like, guys, I need to up this courier.
Okay, so a support ignoring pings. That's pretty good. What do we have here?
These are the faces of 2 opposing mid players who, from their perspective, all the other players are just children, and the game is up to them.
That's perfect. That's great. All right, what do you got here?
That is a good one. However, well, let's see now. So, the guys on the left, the little children there, they're like sitting and watching the game unfold.
Yes.
While the carry players are standing there, they're looking very smug, like we carried this game, we got this. But in reality, just the children on the left, they did everything.
Right.
But there's the carry players who spend all the game in the jungle.
Right, so that's the egotistical carry player right there, who has no idea why he won the game.
Yeah, like that was easy. That was all on me.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I like that. All right. Our champion here. What are we thinking?
It reminds me when RTZ lost a lot of couriers in it's like S4. Well, I bought a new courier for you, and you're gonna lose it again.
Oh, okay. So that's the, why am I losing so many couriers? And then S4 is an angry face.
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
Yeah. Okay, I can see that. This one's a toughie. This one's a toughie, but I'm going to give it to you because you had a lot of effort, and I think you really captured the way that a carry player thinks. That is definitely the smug look of a mid player right there.
I'm well acquainted with smug mid players.
All right, last one, guys. You have one final chance to find a winner here. What do you got, boss?
These are, this is when you carry a game, it's been going very long, and eventually you manage to get back into it, and you crawl out of the ravine, the 20k gold lead that you're behind.
Oh!
And they're full of confidence, and they're...
So fully farmed out of the jungle?
I guess, but like, the game is looking tough, but here they are, they show up, and they'll carry it home.
All right, I like that. Good stuff. What do you got for me, boss?
At the beginning of the game, they were all the same age, and like the young girl, that's the Anti-Mage that was farming for 30 minutes and doing nothing else.
Yes.
And the rest of them aged so badly because they had to keep the game going somehow.
Okay, that's beautiful. Okay, so a very long game with a youthful AM who hasn't seen any damage yet. Perfect. All right, what do we got?
Okay, I was also thinking about that aging moment, and I thought that, you know, that moment when someone pauses the game because you disconnect, but the game is reset or renewed, and that girl in the middle is like that player that disconnected on the 2nd minute and just still level like 10, and those guys is like, we need to support him. We just need to support him.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense to me. All right, last chance. It's for the win. What do we have here?
Well, I think it's all your teammates are dead, and he's the only one with axe. And there is only one chance he has just wanna blink in, do a berserker call, and win this game or lose.
So it's all the pressure. That's a pressure photo right there, right before they...
Old lady, it's a line support who was like supporting this axe all game, and you just need to win this.
Yes, you can see the concern. That definitely, to me, the old lady looks like a support. I have to say, this is hard. I gotta give it to you. I think you won it though. I have to say, just coming out with all the hope, all the farm, I think you've won it. Congratulations, you won the Art Challenge. You're a man who knows his art. And yeah, guys, as always, you know, art, it goes from video games, it goes to real life, and it always means something to us, even us nerds. So thanks for watching, guys, from here at the Kiev Major.